Hello, in this video I'll give you a couple tips about completing and then submitting your Blackout Poetry minor assignment. So the first thing you had to do is find some sort of source text. Maybe you went and grabbed a newspaper or found a magazine or an old book, but you got a source text. And then you started reading through it, finding some words that you wanted to use. Then you started blacking things out. Maybe sculpting away a little bit, selecting this word and this word so that as you read through it, this final blacked out version has some sort of theme or message or meaning. At that point, you'd write your reflection paragraph. Your reflection paragraph, it needs to be a minimum of 250 words, and it needs to address at least 3 of these topics. You could write about what the message of your blackout poem is, what's your theme, and refer to some specifics in the poem, like the word choice that you've used or how words connect together to create your overall theme or message. You could talk about the process of searching for a source text, like what was it like trying to find the right newspaper article or flipping through that magazine until you found something that seemed like it would work. You could also write about the process of blacking out the text, blacking out the source text, paring it down, sculpting away at it until you had your meaning and message, finding those words you wanted to use. And part of that, you could write about what it was that process like. How did you make a clear meaning? How did you, make your idea from this original text? So what did you have to do to create a clear meaning? Finally, you could write about the overall assignment in your overall finished poem. What did you think about this assignment? What do you think about your finished work? Again, you don't have to address all of those topics, a minimum of 3 of them to hopefully get you to a minimum of 250 words on your reflection paragraph. So let's assume you've finished your blackout poem, you've finished your reflection, you're ready to submit. I'll scroll down here as usual. It's going to be below the rubric. You can see how you're going to be marked on the reflection, and I'm going to add my submission here. So what you're going to need first is a picture of your poem. You could take a picture on your phone. Get your phone, take a nice close-up picture of your poem, like a readable version. It has to be close enough that the person can see all of the words that you've blacked out and all the words you haven't blacked out. They can actually read your poem. Again, you could take a picture on your phone. If you have a scanner, you could scan it. As long as you get a picture of that poem saved on your computer, you're ready to go. So I have my poem saved on the computer. I'm going to add it here. Maybe I want to put my picture in first. So we've used this toolbar quite a bit before. I'm going to go in and add an image. Like in the podcast, for example, use record audio. But here I want to insert an image. I'm going to insert. Then I need to go browse the repositories, like browse in my computer and find it. I'm going to upload, choose a file. So browse, upload, choose. There's the picture I want right there. So this is my poem I have saved to my desktop. Maybe you saved yours somewhere else. Maybe it's in a downloads folder or something like that. But this is mine. It's on my desktop. I'm going to choose that one and upload it. I could give it a description. I could call it like my blackout poem. I could also say the description's not necessary. Either one there. At that point, that looks like the right one. I'll hit save. Maybe I'll just make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So I've inserted my blackout poem. From there, the next thing I need to include, obviously, is the reflection. You could write, here is my reflection. You could write it down there as usual. Or if you're working in Word, if you're working in Google Docs, something else, you can always copy and paste that reflection in. So I've pasted mine here. Maybe I want to make it just a touch bigger. There we go. So I have the blackout poem. This is readable. I have my reflection. That's looking good. And at that point, I can hit save. Like the rest of the assignments, save doesn't mean submit. Save just means if I want to come back and edit it, right? It's still in draft mode. I could always go back in and hit edit. Could also go down here and see, yeah, that looks about right. There was my poem. There's my reflection. It's 251 words. I'm above the minimum word count. I could go back in and edit it if I need to, but at this point, I will hit submit. I'll acknowledge, yes, this is my own work. All of it's my own words. I don't have any citations because I don't need them. This is all my own writing. I will hit continue, and it is submitted for grading. So that's the Blackout poetry assignment, the poem and the reflection. If you have any questions, reach out to your instructor, and good luck on the assignment.